I had always held the belief that trust formed the very core of our marriage. Emily frequently stayed late at the office, and although a knot sometimes formed in my stomach whenever she brought up those work dinners, I pushed the feeling away. Love has a way of blinding you, or perhaps it simply encourages carelessness. That particular evening, she slid into her red dress, planted a half-hearted kiss on my cheek, and mentioned an important dinner with her boss. Her voice carried something off, something that didn't feel right, yet I remained quiet. Time dragged on while I sat by myself on the couch, eyes fixed on my phone. No messages arrived, no check-ins, only silence. Around midnight, it finally struck me. I was no longer waiting for her return. I was waiting for clarity. For 4 full years I had served as her safety net, her steady presence, while she increasingly treated me as something optional, an afterthought. That night became the moment everything shattered inside me. When the clock reached 1 a.m., I reached my decision. There was no shouting, no dramatic confrontation. I simply started packing. Methodically, quietly, one suitcase turned into 2. Soon my side of the closet stood bare. I moved through each room with calm determination, gathering important documents, valuables, and every single thing that actually belonged to my life. With every item I placed in a box, it felt as though another chain dropped away from my body. By 3 a.m., the house no longer contained any trace of me. The framed photos of us, my collection of books, all my clothing, everything gone. I logged her out of our shared bank account, canceled the joint credit card, and redirected the deposit of my paycheck. If she chose to play these games, she could play them without leaning on my financial backbone. I placed the house keys neatly on the dining table and left one single note beside them. You always said you didn't need me. Now you'll discover what life feels like without me. When Emily eventually came to the door around 4 a.m., slightly unsteady, giggling softly to herself, carrying the unmistakable scent of wine, she likely assumed I would be waiting up, perhaps brooding, perhaps furious. What she found instead was a hollowed-out home. My absence struck her more powerfully than any fight ever had. She called my name. She searched every room. Then she discovered the note. The laughter died instantly. The messages began flooding my phone almost immediately. Where are you? Stop being dramatic. We need to talk. I left every one unanswered. For the first time in years, I held the control, and she was forced to sit inside the same heavy silence she had so often imposed on me. By morning, the apologies started pouring in. She swore the dinner had been strictly professional. I no longer believed her, and even if the evening had truly been innocent, I was finished existing as someone's background figure. Days became weeks. I never returned. Mutual friends later told me Emily was falling apart. Without my presence, the bills began piling up. The house turned into something cold and lifeless, like a tomb, and the boss she had dressed so carefully for never appeared to rescue her. She had wagered our entire marriage on the assumption that I would forever remain her safety net. This time I stepped aside and allowed her to fall. It wasn't revenge. It was justice. For years she accepted my love, my patience, and my loyalty as though they were guaranteed, as though they required no effort or appreciation in return. That single night finally granted me the clarity I needed. She assumed one dinner carried no real consequences. Perhaps it truly didn't cross any physical line. But the deeper betrayal had never been about what happened that evening. The Betrayal wound came from how consistently she treated my love as something cheap and replaceable. Today I live beyond her shadow, quietly constructing a life that belongs entirely to me. And Emily remains surrounded by the wreckage of what was once our shared world, still pleading for a second chance that will never arrive. She believed she could hold everything at once. Her boss's attention, my unwavering loyalty, and a husband willing to tolerate absolutely anything. In the end, she lost it all.